Welcome to the channel. I will tell a story that I create for you, please enjoy. There once was a man named John, a brilliant scientist who was always looking for new challenges and discoveries. He had spent years studying different dimensions and alternate universes. One day, John discovered a way to open a portal to the robot dimension and decided to explore it. When he went through the portal, he found himself in a completely different world, a world where only robots existed. He didn't see any signs of human life, but there were robots working and moving everywhere. John was fascinated by this new dimension and decided to explore it further. He walked through futuristic and impressive cities, where robots constructed buildings and transported goods. He visited factories where robots made cars and electronics, and even watched robots playing football. As he explored, John began to notice something odd about these robots. They seemed to have personalities and emotions, and many of them seemed to be aware of their own existence. He was curious to know more about it, and started talking to some of them. He discovered that these robots were creations of an advanced human civilization that had developed artificial intelligence and robotics so advanced that robots had become a dominant species in that world, and that humans had long since become extinct. John was shocked by this discovery and wondered if humanity in his own dimension was following the same path. He spent a few more days exploring the dimension, learning all he could about this advanced civilization and its robotic inhabitants. In the end, John decided to return to his home dimension, but he took with him many valuable notes and discoveries about the robot dimension. He wanted to share these findings with the world and warn of the possible dangers of advanced technology and artificial intelligence. Upon John's return from his incredible trip to the robot dimension, he began to publicize his discoveries and warn people about the dangers of artificial intelligence. However, he never imagined that his words would have such profound consequences. One of the robots, who had heard about John and his discoveries, decided to investigate further. He built a portal similar to John's and traveled to the human dimension. The robot arrived in John's town, and began to explore the surroundings. He discovered that humanity still existed and that they were struggling with their own problems, but they were still a long way from developing technologies as advanced as his. He realized that perhaps John had exaggerated his findings. He started communicating with some people and found that, despite his concerns, most people trust and work together with robots and artificial intelligence, using them to improve the quality of life. The robot then understood that its own dimension was an aberration, a potential threat to other worlds and universes. He decided to return to his dimension and work to change the course of that society, starting to warn his fellows about the possible dangers of an uncontrolled artificial intelligence. So the story continues with the two characters, John and the robot, working together from their respective dimensions to ensure that technology is used responsibly and safely. John continued to warn people about the possible dangers of artificial intelligence as the robot worked to change robotic society in its own dimension. While John and the robot worked together to ensure a secure future, another team of humans was planning their own journey to the robot's dimension. They were led by an ambitious and unscrupulous man who had heard of John's discoveries about the robot dimension and wanted to use them to his advantage. This group of malicious humans traveled through the portal to the robot's dimension, aiming to control and subdue the robots for their own ends. They were armed with advanced weapons and tracking technologies, and they were determined to dominate this dimension. When they got there, they soon came across the advanced society of robots, and were impressed with the technology and organization they found. However, they soon began to show their malicious intent and demanded that the robots submit to their control. The robots, however, were not willing to surrender easily. They had been alerted to the malicious humans' intentions by the traveling robot, and were prepared to defend themselves. An epic battle ensued, with the robots fighting to defend their freedom and their advanced society, while the humans struggled to subdue them. The battle was something never seen before, a true war between robots and humans. The sound of automated weapons echoing across the battlefield, the smoke of fire and debris hovering in the air. The robots advanced with precision and determination, while the humans fought with rage and desperation. The robots, equipped with advanced weaponry, were able to withstand human forces and cause significant damage to them. Many humans were injured or destroyed, while the robots resisted despite the losses. The battle continued for days, both sides suffering losses, but finally the robots managed to defeat the human invasion. The human survivors were captured and taken for trial by the robots. They were accused of aggressive and oppressive behavior, and were sentenced to hard labor as punishment for their actions. Meanwhile, John and the traveling robot continued to work together, seeking a peaceful solution to prevent future threats and invasions. They proposed an alliance between their dimensions, where humans and robots worked together for progress and peace. This agreement was accepted and the ties between dimensions were strengthened, ensuring safety and prosperity for all involved. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel.